me like it's nothing. Fuck you thinking. I saw you feeling me across the room. Now let me have you come here. Can we skip the games and the 3-day text? Oh baby, you have got nothing to fear. Do you fuck with me or am I losing it? Trying to make things clear. Let me take you to my place. Just leave the talking to me and open up your seat. That I wanna take you back to my place. Just take a walk with me so everyone can see us. What if I told you that I knew I'd figure it out without a doubt? I say. So get those eyes on me from across the room. Now let me have you come here. Can we skip the games and the 3-day text? Oh baby, you have got nothing to fear. Fuck with me or am I losing it? Trying to make things clear. Neutron! Is she for real? I'm looking at you, walking right by me like it's nothing. Fuck you thinking. Let me take you to my place. Just leave the talking to me and open up your seat. That I wanna take you back to my place. Just take a walk with me so everyone can see us. Let me take you to my place. Let me take places I've known to call home, and even if I could recover, I still wouldn't have a reason to stay here. No, I would keep running from who I am now, desperately looking for someone to heal me. Please make yourself appear from the mist. I know I can see you now, I can't refuse. Please make your way out of the dark now. Make me believe that I still have reason to stay here.
Hit those likes button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit it, hit it, hit it.
I'm lost without you. I'll move every mountain here for you. Let it go, just let it go. I want us to go where we last held on. I'll fall without you, right to the ground beneath the grass I'll lay. My bones will shed the tears I left, leaving the memory we once shared. I'll be the one who says sorry for the life I gave you then. I'll come out the dark now. Make me believe that I still have a reason to stay.
There's always good news in here, boy. Let's go.
I'm lost without you. I'll move every mountain here for you. Let it go, just let it go. I want us to go where we last held on. I'm lost without you. I'll move every mountain here for you. Let it go, just let it go. I want us to go where we last held on.
Wait a second, man. Is Arca back live, or is he actually live, or what the heck is this boy doing here today, man? What is up, everybody? Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. What is good, everybody? Good to see everybody in here, man. It's been such a long time since I've been doing this true live thing on YouTube, right? But we are here, we are alive, and we are chilling. Do me a favor, guys, make sure to hit that like button as you come in. It'll definitely help with the algorithm, right? I haven't seen this kind of thing in so long, guys, but you guys are asking me. You're really asking me. You're asking me, do we have good news? Do we have bad news? What the heck is FNGR about to do? But you know what? Hold on just a sec. There is absolutely something that we haven't gotten on this chat in forever, right? So I know the OGs know about this, right? So please do me the favor and hit those A's. Throw those A's in the chat all over the place right now, guys. Throw them in all over the place. Let's go. But it is absolutely amazing to be here live with you guys today, man. I absolutely love it, guys. I know that typically speaking, right, I stream in private, right, with the Discord room. But here we are, man. Here we are. We're going to do this all over again from the very roots, right, guys? I haven't forgotten the roots. I'm still here. Some people were saying, welcome back, Arca. I'm like, bro, I've been around. But there we go, man. Good to see everybody in. I love it so much. I see a lot of familiar names up in here. I really do, right? Let me just go ahead and get a little bit of a zoom in on my own here, right? But what is up, everyone? Dang, man. Let's see. John Rambo, what is up, my dude? What is up, Steve Smith? What is up, man? 5-star, good to see you there. Casey, what's up? Silverline G, there you go. Big JR, my bro, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. He's saying, yo, bro. Long time no see, LOL. Hope all is well with you. And yours, yeah, man. Everything is absolutely good here on my side of things, man. I can't tell you, dude. You know how volatile it gets, right? You know how volatile it gets within the small caps and all that good stuff, dude. But man, if I see the opportunity, I have to show the opportunity no matter what, man. You know, but very cool, man. The son of Harold, good to see you there. I still remember you, buddy. Gary, what's up? KD, good to see you there, buddy. Doc, what's up, man? What's up, Raiden? Good to see you. Joshua, man. Gunner, what's up, bro? Good to see you there too. Man, there's my boy Chili. What's up, dude? Strong Jack, the one, man. Juliana Music, get out of here tricking over there, man. What's up, Richie Rich? Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody in the chat again, man. This is what a surreal moment right now, man. I gotta say, I haven't had this live situation come on in forever, man. I know we're just getting the little jitters out of the way. We got to just make sure that we can get everybody in the chat, in the room right here before we get our analysis on, guys. But this was a very, very special request, and I got to make sure that this guy knows that I am on, right? But my dude asked me to take a look at FNGR, and also, how many of you in the room remember about that ticker CRTD, Created Inc? Let me go ahead and get some A's in the chat right now if you remember that ticker CRTD. I know that I think that it just went into the what is it, the over-the-counter market, right? It went OTC. But, nonetheless, I heard that there could be some type of catalyst in line. I don't know. But I want to give it a huge look, right, man? And at least just to see what the charts are saying, right? I have no problem looking at that. But what's up, JM1452? What's up, man? Good to see you. Very good stuff in here, man. This guy's going crazy. Remember that it's just like always. He's just not 3 anymore. He's not 3 anymore. He's not 2 anymore, right? You guys, a lot of the OGs in here have been seeing this since I started, right? You guys remember that I had my infant with me, right? Every single stream. He's now 6 years old, guys. Time absolutely flies. My boy is 6 years old, and he's actually sitting right behind me. So the same story, the same deal, just in a different day here, man. Very good to see everybody in, guys. Please do me that huge favor. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, right? That's going to help with the algorithm, and everything's going to be good, guys. But why don't we go ahead and just kind of remind the family here over what we put together, I guess, in the last thread of analysis, right? Well, not necessarily the last one. I'm going to start off here with a brand new chart of FNGR, right? So, you know what, guys? Let me know in the chat, right? Throw an A in the chat if you can see my screen, and also if you can hear my audio correctly, right? There's always some kind of an error going on. There's always some kind of crap that's going to, interrupt us. Somebody's going to short Arca right now. You know what, Jen? Right? So go ahead and let me know that I am absolutely being heard and seen. So, okay. Nice. Okay, perfect. I see it. I love it. Nice, guys. Thank you so much. Danielle, good to see you there. What's up, Steve? Thanks so much, buddy. Casey Davis, all good. All right, guys. Thank you so much. So, yeah, what I mean by just kind of reminding the family over what we observed is this historic, some of you are just going to come in for the first time and be like, what the heck is going on, right? But all good. Let me go ahead and put that extended hours on this, and let's see this right here, okay? Let's take a look at this. Let's pull up some of the tools and understand exactly what it is we're observing. Okay, guys, let's bring it down right about here. All right, so the regression that we've looked at it's not necessarily historical, right? This thing started when? You can see the dates right down here, right? It started on, December of 2024. So that support, what's up, Driz? Good to see you there. That support is, I can't say that is a historic one. It's been going on for a long time here, and it rejects for some of the largest breaks that we've seen FNGR kind of perform, right? So let me get, this guy, I got to make sure that he knows, man. The one person that asked me to do this, right, is not here. And I need to just make sure that he's here. But anyway, we're starting off with the basics anyway, guys. So let's go ahead and just pull up. What I'm going to do here is just kind of put a trend line just first, right? Just so you can kind of see what I'm observing. You guys can see that, right? We can clearly see that there could be some kind of regressive action here, which we could consider to be trend line regression rejection, right? So this is something that has happened here since December of 2024, and it has served pretty well for the most part, right? Let's try to be as accurate as we can be, at least, even within this trend line here, right? So just kind of a recap of last night's video, right, guys? The last few times that we touched this absolute bottom, right? There has been the building blocks of like inverse head and shoulders, right? So the inverse head and shoulders, guys, I know you're going to be like, oh, what the heck is this guy talking about, right? And it doesn't make any sense. Why are you talking about a dead cat bounce? And what are all these names, right? Guys, please remember that this is absolutely a different style of analysis, right, guys? Many people don't necessarily believe, right, that there could be any type of succession behind studying behavior like this. But if I can just highlight that word to you, behavior, right? So this is what we're doing, or what I'm doing at least, right, for you, to identify the behavioral anomalies, or you can call them repetitions or fractals, that both the retail side of the trade can make alongside institutional trades, being algorithmic or being discretionary whales, whatever it is. We can see the behavior through this historic look, right? What's CoinFox, my buddy? What's up, dude? Man, love you, dude. Good to see you here, brother. But that's what I mean by this, okay, guys? There are things that we can observe here that have repeated before historically that led to similar outcomes, and sometimes we can see that, oh my goodness, you know what? This was a catalyst that was announced that time too, right? So there is that, we have how they say that time kind of rhymes, right? So if that's the case here, then certainly we are rhyming right now. So this is one iteration here, and I'm going to go ahead and just display to you something so that you don't have to feel like completely nervous over what these meanings are, right? So I'm going to just go ahead and bring you over to this screen down here. Check this out. So an inverse head and shoulders, right? This is a pattern that's built with three troughs, right? Shoulder, shoulder, head. And the breakout typically happens like this, right? You break out, you come back and kind of retest some lows here, and then you continue towards the upside. So historically speaking, this has been around, for as long as you can never backtest trading, right? You can see it built everywhere within the trade. So now that you know the shape of that, now that you can identify that, well, I wonder here if I could just make this thing like super, super large or whatever, right? Is there an actual, yeah, there we go. So now, yeah, is that better? Is that better for you guys to see? Let me know in the chat. Throw an A in the chat if that looks a lot better. I want you guys to be observant. I want you guys to identify like how this thing is set up, right? Memorize it, guys. Memorize it. Throw an A in the chat if you see it and if you kind of understand what that formation is. Psychological, Let me know. Throw the A's. Throw the A's. While I take this little sippy sip of water right here, man. I just don't want to do it in front of you because it sounds a little gross, right? But yeah, guys, keep on throwing those A's. I want to just make sure that we can get some really, really rudimentary analysis out of the way, just so I can give you the understanding of what the psychological component can do, right? We're going to look at the psychological component. Hit it. Let me know. Good. Lots of A's coming in. Perfect. So it looks like you guys are absolutely understanding what this is, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, brother Abe, it's good to see you here, man. You know what? This is the first one. I have not done any lives in public like this for a long time, but I'm very happy to be here live with the team, right? And I'm looking at you guys right over here. So all good in the hood. You're still long this name. It's just taking hella time. Yeah, it is. It really is taking a lot of time. But okay, so now that you memorize that formation, right? So let's look at this here. right? Take a look at what's happening right here, right? So you can see those shoulders, right? Here's that break, here's that retest, and then we go, right? So just like the one that we observed on that website, right? Just like this. Check it out, right? Here's your retest, and then you go. Now, even on this example, right? The one that we just looked at prior to this with the little swivels, this right here, right? You got the two shoulders, head, breakout, you test, and then you go, right? So that's kind of what happened there, right? So look at this. Look at this. We got this head and shoulders back, back on August 12th, 2025. Shoulder, shoulder, head, right? Breakout, retest, continue. So that happened miraculously enough at this line, which we have tested several other times too. Now, I must admit that some of these times have been a little bit bigger of a formation. Now, so if I can have you use your imagination here, because that's exactly how it's done, right? Take a look at this. Here's your head, right? Shoulder, shoulder, upside. You break, retest, and upside. It just takes a little bit of training, right? Your eyes just got to get trained a little bit, and that's it. But it's generally what we do, right? Oh, my brother, what's up, Arca? It's been a minute, bro. Appreciate you doing this live. I love you, man. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate the team for coming on by, and I really do. Robert Hicks, what's up, buddy? Salute to you. Man, thank you guys for coming on by. I love this, man. Raiden, what's up, buddy? I see a lot of people here. I see Doc Henry, man. Panda Boy, what's up, dude? I have a lot of really close friends in here, guys. Plenty of supporters that have been here. Gary, what's up, buddy? That have been here since day one, right? So it has been a long journey. It has been a very, very fruitful one, guys. And I want to make sure that I can continue educating you and still, whenever I get a chance, come up in here and show you guys a couple things, right? So this is, yet again, guys, this is, your inverse head and shoulders. You break out, retest, and continue, right? This can happen, right? This shoulder pattern with the head can happen in many ways too. Right? So look at this one here. I know that this is going to be a little hard to see for the normal eye, but if I can just kind of get you to observe, just kind of tilt your head a little bit, right? Just tilt your head a bit and look at it like this. See that? Right? Now you can understand that this would be your shoulder, this would be your shoulder, and this would be the head here. Right? So now you have a slanted formation of it, and it's still valid. Right? So these are the things that we kind of do to understand higher probability moves within psychological setups. Okay? So this is a psychological setup because it's a formation, it's a pattern, it's like a coloring book, it's drawing, That's how we can tell that something may be afoot here. And typically speaking, your inverse head and shoulders is a bullish formation. Okay? So I know you guys remember. I know you guys remember so many times where I was down here, that like giving you guys a perspective. Actually, this trend line, you believe it or not, that thing goes forever. But let's move on to the current iteration, just as the final highlight to this thing, right? Gar, my brother, good to see you there. Good to see you, buddy. Check this out, guys. So here we are, reaching back into some smaller time frames, and here we are at the line. And look at it again. Right? It was very difficult for me to put this, right? A lot of people were saying, a lot of people mocking me, saying, oh, the breakout signal didn't work. Guys, it's not a 100% probability. That's the thing. Statistics aren't certainties. They're probabilities. So, we do our best. We put together the analysis that we can, and we execute upon higher probability plays, and then we could kill it, right? So in this case, look at it, man. It's clean. Right, we got that night. Oh, Tahoe Joe, my buddy, good to see you there too. Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for coming on by. This really means a lot. It's been a long time, and I didn't expect so many of you to turn out here, man. It's a real nice thing, guys. Thank you so much. So anyway, guys, this is what I'm telling you here. We're repeating that literal same situation again. You can do it. So your inverse head and shoulders here, we have a couple targets that we can identify, right? We actually talked about it in those videos, no lie. So let's go ahead and take a look at FNGR here from this perspective now. This is the video from last night. This is the analysis from it. So we were identifying this thing here. We put together the target, 2 specific targets based on two ways of observing the breakout from this inverse head and shoulders. That was all. That was all that I put together here to identify that this is ready to move on with an entry condition of this area here. 149 to 150 as a liquidity bottom, and these would be your true entries, 153 to 151. So if we look at price on a smaller time frame, take a look at it. This is your pre-market here, right? During pre-market, it had down to this liquidity level, and during the actual trade, your opening range 15-minute low came right into the center of our pocket, right? I know that it may be a little difficult to see, so I'll do this. Let's just go ahead and dim this way down so that we can see where that candle ended up, right? Right here. See that wick from this candle? We'll go ahead and get drawings out of the way, like that. This one here. So that's today's price action at the open. So from this area here, we spotted our targets based on higher probability moves around the formation itself. This one. So that's what I mean, guys. That's what I mean. That this is just one factor of it, right? We can use psychological formations to determine things. Like, I mean, even this. Look. Check this out. See this here? This is Ethereum. See what's going on here? There it is. You know what's crazier than that is that so many other tickers are also showing that type of formation too, right? Or how about this? This is XRP showing the inverse head and shoulders too, right? So what confluence is that? We literally saw XRP, we literally saw Ethereum, FNGR, and many other formations that are potentially going to trigger this thing. I mean, bro. Oh my goodness. Josh is saying, anyone in Modesto brother's house just burnt down. No way. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Whoa. That is not good, man. I hope that can get resolved. I'm so sorry to hear, brother. But okay, so guys, I know that you're here for the obvious answers. Now that we have the basics out of the way, right? You can see that that FNGR is still, like always, respecting a lot of psychological formations or setups. That's a good thing. So what can we do, or what is doable from this point? I'm going to come back here to just kind of give you a perspective over how this thing is looking. I know that we have a lot of analysts talking about this thing here, and many people, trust me when I say many people always send me this drawing here. They always send me the gigantic triangle here, right? I see it too. I do. Okay. It's just that some of the formations, that miss, like this here, right? It didn't actually go all the way up to where the regression line would be. It's a personal thing of mine. I don't like it when it doesn't reach that. So it gives me a sense of invalidation. So I would rather find something that can give you a higher probability. Now, the one last thing that I can, okay, I guess I would have to give you this, right? Because some of you may not know. Okay, so if we are observing this from the 12-hour time frame, meaning that every candle will take 12 hours to complete, every single candle here, right? 12 hours each. If we are observing it like this, you know what? I'm going to have to use the newer chart, so screw it. Let's go 12-hour time frame, newer chart, and give you guys a fractal here. Okay, let's get rid of this thing so you're not confused, right? Because these are not part of the analysis here. It's more along the lines of the chunk of analysis that's presented here. And it's happening pretty much mirror-like it did before. Okay. So we have just focus your attention on kind of this thing here, right? So you're observing what could be this right here, right? You're seeing this pattern here, right? Now that just so happens to be a similar pattern over here. See what's going on? See these two? What's cool about this pattern, I'm not saying that this has a specific name or anything. It doesn't matter. The thing is that it's sharing a lot of components, very similar components. Like, for example, this here, right? And we can come up over here and kind of highlight that same or similar thing there. And then it gets this, this like U formation, and it goes. And then you're going to say, Arca, but what about this peak right here, right? So I mean, let's highlight it. Let's be very creative over how we observe things, right? That there. So all we have to do is zoom in a little bit, right? So if you zoom in a little bit, you'll then start noticing that we did have a stop, and it was right here. So it went flat here for a bit. Remember that these are 12 hours. So how many hours of this was it? 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12 before it went, right? So it was kind of a bit of time here. So we'll highlight this here. And now when we look back and observe, well, they do look in a sense familiar. So this is just your fractal analysis. They're fractals, but they're not. Remember that we are also part of this. So there's also that variance, right? There's variable to this. It's infinitely variable because we have money flowing in. Okay, so if it is truly that this is the giant upside that we just experienced here, well then we would have to kind of focus in on Newton's law, right? Of any one reaction that could create an equal reaction, the law of equal reactions, right? So that, which by the way, CoinFox pointed out to me, and I immediately remember looking back when he told me, I was like, ooh, man, powerful. Check this out. Let's observe this one here, which is the prior iteration. So let's go ahead and take a sample of this and just measure from the top side of it, right? We're going to create a box, and we're going to come down to as low as it went, right? So this line right down here, right about there. So that means that this should have faced some type of resistance at this point here. And look at that. From the 50%, right? From the 50% of this entire range, it stopped at this area here. So this gives us a bit of information too. So we would have to go towards ours and see where we are in comparison to that, because that was an action there. So let's go ahead and take that dimension and see what could be happening here. Good stuff. All right. So it looks like our next stop would be about this point here. $1.80, which is equivalent to this top side right about here, right? Keep that in mind. And also, what I want to do here, guys, is let me go ahead and take a look at my son. He's just, he's kind of tapping on my chair, right? Hold on just a moment, team. And I will show you exactly what this means for a gigantic burst to the upside. Make sure to hit those like buttons. Make sure to hit that A. Throw those A's in the chat right away and help me out, guys, all right? Hold on just a sec, team. What the heck, you guys? Man, you guys, thank you so much. What the heck is that, dude? Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. You know, I'm not. I love you, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. If there's anything Gar, I love you, buddy. Coin. If there's anything that I can do for you guys, please let me know. I'm more than available to you guys, man. Thank you. Really appreciate that, guys. Seriously. You know where that goes, man. You absolutely know where that goes. It'll certainly help my boy out. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna support my my daughter, right? Helps me maintain. It helps me maintain a roof over their heads, guys. But you know it, man. It always kind of brings in some kind of feeling, you know. And it's a good one, man. Thank you guys so much. So let's make sure to not fail. Let's make sure to not fail the FNGR community here and find out exactly what FNGR could be doing over the next days, guys. Do you agree with me or what? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Jen, could you hear the audio, like the music? I'm going to turn it down a little bit here, but I think it's a little distracting, but here it is. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Let's continue it, guys. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Look at that message there, guys. That's so kind of you, brother. God looks over good people, just like you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, guys. I mean, well, let's go ahead and make sure that the family could at least understand what the probabilities are here, guys. I'm going to be, remember, team, that I will always express to you what the chart is telling me. And I mean, if I'm going to be your guide here, right? Like your person that's reading the hieroglyphs, say in Egypt, you know. And I will never, ever tell you that there's upside on something that I don't see the upside on. I don't care who it is, guys. Okay? You remember this from back when I did this, and I'm going to remind you guys of it. I'm going to remind you guys that I am short biased. I'm sure that a lot of you forgot about that. I am a short bias trader, and this is why I'm here for you. Because what's happening to retail is not okay, and I am here to hopefully have you understand the opposition. So I'm going to show you, and I'm going to display to you what those targets can be from a short perspective, so that you know ahead of time what you can do. Right? Just like it was before, just like it was years ago when I was covering FNGR for you guys, all right? Just like that, you guys. So do me one more favor. Make sure to hit those likes buttons. Make sure to hit those subscribes. Make sure to hit the A's in the chat right away, guys. Thank you all so much for doing it. Let's find out where FNGR can go from here. And let's see if we can't find those short sellers and find out where they may attack you. All right, guys? Let's get this going. Okay. Back to the equal reactions, Newton's law, right? Newton's law. So we noticed here that there was a massive reaction in this area here. Cool. You also identified that we resisted right from that 50%, right? So this is really, I mean, guys, this is very basic, the very basics of geometric formation, right? So if we are getting some resistance at that 50%, well, that could mean that we could build some type of formation here that can lead us towards a different upside. And how many candles did it take for us to actually do that? It may not repeat it the same way, but I will count anyway. So in this first run-up, I don't see that actually we made the, in the iteration that we're in right now, remember, guys, we have a shorter candle coming up to a shorter area of that 50%. So if it means that this is supposed to be the 50% with this, are we looking at this from a incorrect manner? This is where your discretion comes in. This is where you have to make sure to be clever, okay? So in statistics, you would avoid outliers, okay? So notice these two long wicks. Well, those are absolutely too long, right? So that means that we would actually have to adjust the target from this downside, from the bottom side, from the top side, all the way down to where it could be a more understandable area, right? So it could be right about this zone here. Okay, so now that we have this adjustment to here, our 50% looks like it should have been all the way up to this area of 176. But now, hang on. I have some other information for you too to understand. When you're measuring things like this, when you're observing geometrics, right? It's never about the true 50% read. It's not about that. Why? Because it's about what's tangible, right? It's about what's historic. So if you draw a line right at this 12-hour top that we just created, right about here, I'm going to make it big because I know a lot of you on your phone, right? So if it is that we have this true resistance at this point marking off what could be equivalent to the 50% of that equal reaction, well, let's go ahead and just look back a little bit to see if we have any relevant resistance there. Well, it looks like we kind of do, right? So if you kind of zoom in here, it looks like we do have some perfect areas of resistance, but it really doesn't matter on the shorter time frames. Where it really highlights is like your weekly, right? So if we look at weekly or maybe 4 days or 3 days so we can understand or find it somewhere. Well, you do have some interesting gaps here that is confluent to, right? Here is another area that you have some confluence to. This closing valuation of this candle, very close to it too. So as we move back, you can just see more and more confluence everywhere, right? Take a look at, for example, this. Many candles resisting right at that point. Another candle right here resisting at that point, right? This one sort of. So let's continue. This candle, bam, perfectly touched right there, okay? So this is what we're trying to understand. We're trying to understand why it is that we have these resistances stopping short of our actual target right here. Like that's the overall question is why would it do that? Well, that's why, guys, because price action already visited that area there in the past. So we have to know to understand to look back, right? So mark off, sure. I mean, mark off your equal reaction or your entire reaction, right? That we noticed, right? This entire thing, because this is, your normal price. You create this gigantic thing over here, and then you mark off the 50%, but then you look historically against what's near the 50%. Remember that. When you're charting, remember that. What about another random one? Just real quick. Okay, fine. There's one right here. And I think we could also say that we can avoid this long wick, right? That's an outlier. So let's just mark it off like this. Here's your top. Here's your bottom. So this is saying that in the future, we could be hitting a 50% top on that, right? What do you know? Bam. There it is. So this is kind of the way that we can understand how things happen. And also as you're heading down too, right? You make that top side, avoid the outlier, come back down. Look at this. Resist, right? You're resisting, and then finally you break through. You let the short go through. So this, guys, shows you that geometrics are absolutely in play. Now, in all this effort, what I just did to you is I had you understand that geometrics are true and psychology is true, right? So now we have Newton's law here, right? Now we have the formation theory that we noticed from earlier, right? This, anytime that we touch this trend line down here, historically speaking, within this formation in specifically a 12-hour time frame, this huge formation, right? Anytime that we've touched this, actually at that bottom, we create that inverse head and shoulders, right? Here's that inverse head and shoulders, pop, right? And then we go back in history and we look again, and it looks like we have an inverse head and shoulders here, pop, right? So there is a cool happening here. So if that is the case, then we also understood that we do have that presently as well. And that's how we determine the upside. So here's your psychology, right? The psychological factor or the psychological component of this very thing was the reason for the upside to meet the 50% of the equal reaction of the total reaction here. This catalyzed that 50% upside. So many people were saying, why is finger running? There's nothing happening. The thing is that mathematically speaking, there is, but maybe not so much as a fundamental catalyst, right? Maybe something mentioned as like an acquisition, or maybe a forced share recall, or do we have anything like is there an offering, right? It's nothing like that. if there is something confluent to it and it also met with the mathematics, then that could give you twice the power. So now imagine that. Imagine that if we understood enough as fundamental traders, because I know most of us are, right? We understand the paperwork. We understand the balance sheets. We understand what the asset could be doing based on catalyzers. So if these catalysts are strong enough and we have a backtest of them showing great performance or a great batting average, what's to say that we can identify a statistical probability with high percentage upside and the fundamental catalyst? And wait. And the psychological catalyst, the geometric, the statistical, the technical. So when we build that block, based on all of those components, we then get introduced to an A+ trade. Should it meet your criteria? Is your criteria good for the type of price that you're observing? 169, is that yours? Do you like something with under 500 million in the float? Do you like something that's more like $1 billion and trades at least 20 to 30 million a day? Or trades 1 million a day? What do you like, right? This is how you identify what type of trader you are or whatever else. But I'm speaking to you from short-term analysis. But from the short-term analysis is how I can tell you how we're going to get and cascade by rippling into the larger term. And from that larger term, I can see how we can ripple into the macro term. That's really what I've been trying to show for, the longest time. And I know, guys, trust me when I say, and I thank you so much. A lot of the success behind Arca Bulls is actually the Finger community, the FNGR community. There's a lot of people who still follow me and believe in it, right? And I'm eternally thankful to that. So now that we've gathered ourselves all this information, what else could there be to definitely show us that there could be an upside? Well, let me give you the easy one so we can just make this thing like a little bit faster, right? Let me get rid of the little circle thing that we noticed, right? These two iterations, right? These two. Very similar iterations here. We noticed this little circle, little spike right there, and also this one had that little spike there. We had the little square over here. This one had the little square over here. Like, it's all good. We're doing okay. All right. So it is meeting itself like mirror image. What happened after this one here, after it distributed like this, right? It created the inverse head and shoulders, burst to the upside, 50% this reaction, pullback, continued towards that upside, right? It broke out of this area here, broke out. Let me just zoom in a little bit more, right? This is your breakout here, right? Now what happened here to highlight the downside, this builds your head and shoulders. A psychological reason to come back down. But these are not short sellers. These are take profits from knowledgeable traders. So should you make this head and shoulders formation, this would also give you an insight to where you can go as far as the downside is what it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and just figure that out and just see if it actually did do that. Here it is. Okay, so just like this inverse head and shoulders right over here, right? Your shoulder, head, right? We're going to do the same treatment to this one. Shoulder, but this one's a natural head and shoulders, not inverted, right? This one's the correct way up, which also has a great probability. Let's get that neckline like this. Then you draw, stay away from your outliers, stay away from them, draw from the top of the head to the lowest part in the center, right? Just to that area right there. So this is telling you that you could actually make it to the downside here from the breakdown of the center of your shoulder down to this target here. But we always say this for my students, I always tell them this: where's your target? And invalidate that target. What reason would it be for us to not have the price reach that target there, right? So as we look back, right, because this thing is suggesting this target here, it's way low, right? I'm going to put the target it's suggesting as yellow. Okay, this is that zone. Now, this is the expected target. I'm sorry, that was the target where it actually went to, right? But why did it stop here? Why didn't it go to the intended psychological target? Well, if we look back in history, it looks like it stopped right at this top side. Avoid your outliers, right? And that's exactly where it bounced from. Hold on, sorry. Put that back right here. Because you had a great support at this point. Now, do you have great support historically there? Well, we have to find it. We have to see how many times it's used right there. Right here, right here, right here, right here is resistance, right? You keep on going back, and find to see if there's any other areas that there, we show confluence. Well, all over these candles here too, right? Shows that we have this sort of kind of there, right? Maybe. We have resistance here. We have this bar there. So the more it gets touched, that's the point here, guys. The more it gets touched like this, the more valid the support can be. So that gives us now the idea that okay, fine. It looks like where it's gonna support. So this is gonna be more like a bear trap, a liquidity grab. Why in the world would it be a liquidity grab? Why would it do that? Because our momentum, guys. Because our momentum is true. We are still headed upward from this gigantic downside, right? But here's the interesting thing. When we say for example, you have let's do that. Let's draw this. Check this out. So this is your teenage boy, right? You have a son, and the son goes, "Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. I want to go to a party. I want to go to a party tonight, and it's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. Supervised. It's all good, right?" So you think to yourself, yeah, you know what? You'll be back by whatever time. Perfect. So you now have the moment from where the kid leaves to the moment where the kid returns, right? So you have the space here, but whatever happens in here, you're not present for, except for conditions. If you let's just say that the kid is 15 years old or 16 years old, right? Or a little older, 17. Let's just say 17. Okay. So if the 17-year-old boy, is leaving at this point, coming back at this point, and you're not in this area here, and you're like, oh man, this kid, he's just like me when I was 17 years old. I'm worried, right? So your conditions are for him, return here by midnight, 12:15 the latest, or you're grounded forever, for life. Okay, now, from the moment you leave, you text me. So this is your text. So the kid goes and forgets to text you. And instantly, oh my goodness, wait, hold on. I have to make sure to text my dad. It happens all the time. So the kid returns to that point. And check mark, we got it. The kid then continues on the opposition. And then when you have the condition like, hey, somewhere along the middle, let me know you're alive, right? I don't care if it's 30 minutes in, I don't care if it's 2 hours in, whatever it is, just let me know you're alive. I want to know that you're there. Is everything good with you? So the kid continues, right? And he remembers like, oh, I was supposed to, whatever. So returns over here and then comes back and says, okay, here's the text. I'm alive. Continues with the party. And then the second condition was, let me know when you leave. Here it is. I'm leaving. Reaches the checkpoint and you're home. So the whole thing behind this idea here is that the kid had to meet a certain condition. So our as parents, we want to know the follow-up. I want you to know that we are still watching, like we're still attentive to where you are or what you're doing. We want to know how you are. Okay, so he would forget a lot and then have to do this, and he would forget again and then have to do this. Well, in price action, we also do that. And it's called the validation process. And this is an incredibly important part of our trading. If you don't know about this, then this will highlight that. Okay, so this is called an inflection point. This, remember, from the gigantic iteration, this area here. That's your new inflection point, right there. Because you set it, you came back down, and then now we're trying to come back up. But as we're coming back up, right, we're trailing. We, at one point, as a group or as an individual person, whomever it is, start to remember, oh, wait, we have to come back. We have to come back to find if this is valid. this now becomes a critically important zone for us to test. So if we do this, these are the guys, this is basic price action, okay? This is your area of interest right about there. All this zone. This is your head and shoulders, giving you this target down here. This is going to be your area of support when you break out of it. So when you come back, you know that you have this and this to observe. So should it be that you are observing all three targets, you have entry conditions based on your portfolio to enter here, here, and maybe some dry powder at this point. If you don't reach this area, you're already in. You're good. We're still okay. So that's the kid. The kid forgot. So the kid comes back and then just, you know, touches bases with the parents and let's go. And then what happens after that? Right? So then we would do this all over again. This part right here, this area here, like that, we break out of it, right? Well, more like this here. And then we come back and say what's up to it and let's go. Why is it that we keep on facing all these gigantic downsides? Well, as we're coming up and then we break out of this one, right? We break out of this here, then we go up and then, oh my goodness, we forgot. Let's go do it again. And we test it again, just like we did all of the other ones prior to that. It's called the zigzag. And this is incredibly important to know in trading because a lot of the times you'll see that there's a pullback and then there's the talk of the short attacks. But it's not, it really could be, sure, but how is it hidden? How is it hidden for you or from you? So the green trader would not know to pull back and validate supports or pivots that we've done historically. But the knowledgeable trader would. And the knowledgeable trader is usually short. So if the short trader knows that there's going to be a huge amount of take profits at a relevant zone of resistance, like, for example, this one here, all we do is observe where that higher probability resistance would be. And then we're highlighting here a bunch of zones, right? Oh my goodness, it's like everywhere. Sure, it's got space everywhere within it, but it's roughly at an average price. This is that head and shoulders. So you're looking at entry short here. So the shorts, they enter, right? And as soon as they start noticing that they're inside of an area to take profit, close the gap here, right? Take profit, cover the shorts. The longs then start observing again, but the longs are not really realizing that they're at another resistance back here, right? So you have to be aware of these targets as you're trading, right? At least the short term, or to determine price just for fun, because you'll know it. So then you resist at this point, and then you make this complete downside all the way down here. And we noticed what this was already, because the probabilities of stopping price here was based on this the whole time, because we broke out of it. If I can help you highlight how it is that price action retraces and continues and retraces and continues, the zigzag, right? Look it up, guys. It's been around since the 80s. The zigzag. So price action zigzags. And that's why it zigzags. It does it because we just broke an area and then we have to continue. Right? And it's part of the process, guys. And this happens in every single time frame that you can ever imagine. Every time frame. This is an hourly. But what if we did this in a 2-minute? Imagine that. In a 2-minute time frame, that zigzag is also true. Any of these things, these upsides or whatever we're creating here, is also true. Right? This is your pivot right here, right? You create it. You pull all the way back down here, and then you break out of this area. You pull up, and then you come back right to it, right here. Then you go up, and who knows? Are we going to come back down here tomorrow? Maybe we just identified our area for entry for tomorrow. And that's how you identify your area of entry, because you know that there could be an equal reaction. You know that there could be a 50% area between this zone. So we never tested this. What are these here? So do we see these as a 50% area from this reaction? Let's test it. Here's your top. Here's your 50% right over here. line. Let's go ahead and display this. And there's your 50%. And we're looking at this now from a 2-minute. So how else can I show you that you can determine where price can go? You know what I mean? Okay. So now you know technicals. See what we're doing here? I just highlighted to you the psychological reason, right? Let me know in the chat. Does anybody else remember what was the second thing that I showed you? And then now that we showed technicals, what was it? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to turn up the music here and I'm going to disappear so you don't feel like I'm judging you. I'm not judging you, right? I'm not looking at you. So let me get the camera out of the way. Let me know what it was, the second component. What was the second component that we learned? We just did, we did the, hey, you tell me, I'm not going to say it. Don't trick me. Don't trick me here. What was it? What did we learn? What was the second one? So we learned technicals just now. Yeah. But what is the inverse head and shoulders? What component is that? That was a big hint, and I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to stop right now. Tell me, guys. Think deeply. I want to know that you guys are alive. Come on. Think about it. Remember that I have a delay in my responses too, okay, guys? So if you already answered, I'm sorry. That's it. Guys, that's it. That's right there. Man, awesome. Let's go. Okay, so yeah, that was absolutely it. The psychological component. Daryl, nice, man. But Abe, yeah, it is. The technical is the back test. Good job, man. Good job. So we learned the psychological too. And now we've moved on to the technical behind it. But how is it that we're using it, right? What you're observing, guys, is the way that I trade. The way that I trade is that I tend to combine them all. So if I can combine like a statistical play alongside validations using psychological areas for their targets too, do the targets of psychology also meet the targets of your technical play or mathematical play, which would be Newton's law, right? So well, let's kind of test it, right? Let's test it. This would technically be your target to observe, right? Just about like this here. So your inverse head and shoulders is your psychological formation, which can give you a psychological target, right? Remember how to measure it. Identify your neckline and then put on that trend line, right? From that trend line, go all the way to the very lowest area where the head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders finishes. From this, we just apply this trend line to the top and right and middle of that shoulder, right about here. Okay, so it's showing us here that we could make it to this area right about here. Now, you come up to Arca and you say, Arca, bro, what are we doing here, man? It looks like we're going to be making it all the way up to that 174. Well, remember what I say all the time, right? Invalidate the play. Why? What? Find the reason. Find the reason why we wouldn't reach that target whatsoever, right? So this is just going to be it. I'm just going to go ahead and show you this last thing, and then that'll be all, right? Let's make this thing like a neon green. This is where it ended up, right? And this is where it was expected to go, psychologically speaking. I froze. Okay, so let's go up to a higher time frame. We were expecting to go to the red line, but this is where we ended up on the green. So that's what we want to identify. Where is the green? And in fact, I'm going to do this. Get rid of everything. And let's go towards this area here. But the green zone was supposed to be somewhere in this top area here, right? Okay. Why did we do that? Go to a higher time frame, even more. If the 4-hour time frame is not giving it to you, go higher, go to 8, right? If the 8 hour still doesn't appear to be clear, go to the daily. Keep on going until you find the absolute confluence, right? Remember that it would be right about down here. And I'm going to color the other one. Let me just put that one as yellow. Here we go. Okay. So as we move into these macro time frames, you guys, it's just your imagination. All you're doing is trying to see and trying to find any reason why price action would stop before your target. So I think I found it. It could be something to do with here, but also back over here. Take a look at this. This is a 2-week long gap between this candle and this candle from September of 2015. This would be your answer. So your answer would be risk off at the area of 168. So if this is your risk off area, you're observing the bottom candle too. So and because it's a bi-weekly, it's huge, right? So you'll just say that I'm looking for resistance somewhere around here. So should it come up 160 to about 168, middle area, let's just say the center of the area here could be around that 164. Let's just put it there. This is the zone where we want to take profit, right? From that trade. So we identify it, right? Let's just go ahead and make this thing go all the way, extend it to the right. There we go. Let's make sure that we can see it too, right? So then we go and observe this area here, right? We just go all the way back to our price. And we observe where we were, right? So where it was the inverse head and shoulders, I believe it was. There it is. Bless you, baby. Bless you, honey. Tiny time frame. Tiny time frame. Here is our inverse head and shoulders, right? Measure the move. Sorry. Just one more time, right? We got to measure that move. We'll put the top side target, which was obviously above. It's like this here, right? That was where we were supposed to go, but we ended up at this point here. So the resistance is actually showing the breakout from your inverse head and shoulders. So as soon as you're breaking out and into this area here, you're already observing what we said. 164 to about 168, and the top of the price action reached all the way to 170. So 2 cents away was what you got. All because of your geometric. Now, what if this was also the case? What if these are outliers and you were messing up this whole time? Remember I told you. Stay away from the outliers. Here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's just say that this is your regression, right? And we'll go ahead and put our line all the way down to the head and apply it at the center of our shoulder. So this is in fact telling you that you have a target where? Let's get this one out of the way. And this is suggesting 168. Oh my goodness. What is happening here, man? How did we really just know that that was going to be the target? Right? So that's what I mean, guys, is that there are plenty of ways that a chart can show you. And it's not just a chart. Don't think of it like that. Don't think of this as just being a chart, because the chart is displaying to you our behavior against institutional behavior, against algorithmic behavior, against predators. Because if you are a predator that consistently repeats, you're a repeating offender, right? So you have a pattern. And that's what the investigators do, right? They find patterns within these killers. And then you discover it. And then you act on it. So this, to me, is the perfect area to trap shorts. This is nowhere a short seller should should enter any type of position. Never, ever, ever in this realm here. Right in here. Never do that, because you get something called a false breakout. And that's the final thing I want to show you. If you follow regression perfectly across, right, through the insides, with these being the little outliers, right, the just the things that kind of stick out a little bit, you'll notice here that there is a very confluent line all the way across this zone. I'm going to show it to you, okay? Right here, this candle here, right? This candle right here, this one here, all of these here. And all you're doing is just connecting from around this area, right? So you have that type of regression here. So what does that mean? That means that when you start acquiring your range down here, your support is here. People see the support everywhere, right? But when you start going down into this, past this area, this is where you start going short as a day trader, because you're thinking, oh my goodness, dead cat bounce, right? Because we have a sharp decline recovery. This is likely to do your dead cat target. I'm teaching you from a short seller's perspective. Listen to this. This is the low. You put it right below, and it's showing you that you could come down to a very respectable area of support, which could be right about here. Many, many candles to validate where you as a short seller could end up. All of this stuff perfectly set for you, right? Okay. And your target to the dead cat bounce is right there. So what happens? All the liquidity from the short perspective gathers. It gathers. Long trap. This is a bear trap here, guys. The long's trap. So you take all the liquidity from the bears and you rip it. You just used the bears. The longs literally used the bears for this trap here, because they're not seeing that this is not a dead cat bounce. They're not seeing your gigantic regression right here, because in fact, the regression isn't this line. The regression is actually this zone. Never focus on one target. This is what you're actually seeing. Just about like this. So from that zone, the inverse head and shoulder that we were just identifying, I know it's difficult to see it like this, right, guys? It's all good right here. You can see that we have many areas of support. This is a zone of support. This entire area here matters, guys, starting from around down here at this candle, right? So whenever like I'm telling you, and let me show you how they're looking at it. Go a little bit smaller here, right? Let's get into that same inverse head and shoulders. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Check it out. You have your gigantic dead cat bounce, right? This is your drop, immediate reaction, come back down. But it's not only that, it's that as you start zooming in, you have another immediate reaction and another dead cat bounce here. And then they start making things up. They start making things up like, oh, you know what? This actually kind of looks like a head, and this could be maybe a shoulder here, head and shoulders. And then we have a more downside here that's going to, it's exactly this target. Bro, we got it. Let's short it. Let's go. And then this happens because the longs were always preparing the liquidity grab from this area here with an inverse head and shoulders as an exit strategy. And the equal reaction from this total top side to the downside. The longs already know they're retracing here because they are going to this point. Right? Now, how cool is that? So, man, I mean, I'm liking it. I like it a lot. So that's how you can tell, guys. That's one way of telling. And we just merged all those three components that we learned together. We have your probabilities, right? We have your psychology, we have your technicals. We combined them all here together, and then what? Was anything announced here, guys? Can anyone know? Does anyone know that? In April 25th of April 17th of 2025, was there anything announced to create this gigantic upside? Went from 123 all the way to 551. What happened there? For real? I'm asking because I don't know. But if there is something that happened, then that's going to be absolutely amazing. Guys, I know, you know what? Now that we've done this much, you can, guys, if you want to be a part of this, you tell me, right? But otherwise, it doesn't matter. These seats get taken pretty quickly. I'm teaching a 9-week mentorship live. And the seats, you can find them in the description below. $100. Just for you guys, live with me. It happens 2 days a week for 9 weeks long. So go ahead and hit that description below, guys. Sign up, be a part of the Arca Bulls journey, and let's see what's up. Okay, so now that we have this done here, and we can identify that we have this gigantic area of a huge line here, what happens next? What is next? So what happened next, according to my analysis here, is that. And it kind of started with an inverse head and shoulders, didn't it? And this one appears to be starting with an inverse head and shoulders too. Can we gather more confluence? Maybe. Let's look. I might have something for you here that I haven't said in any video. So why don't we discover together? So I'm going to pull up one of my tools here, guys. It's your volatility heat map, which is linear volatility. Think of this as your acceleration pedal, like in a car. If you accelerate, you're going places, right? The pistons inside of the car, the engine. Brother, thank you so much, man. That really means a lot, dude. Thank you. I hope that I can do something for you in return, brother. Please let me know. So this is, yeah, I just, what I want to show you guys is that this is your acceleration pedal. But how do you know what direction you're going? Because this doesn't mean upside. It just means more frequency. My brother's saying, show your love for Arca and his hard work. Let's all pitch in and tip our bartender. Bro, let's go. Tip the tender. Man, I love you, buddy. So here we go. If we have this moving like this, right? This is just telling you that there are more participants in the market, buying and or selling. How do we tell what direction? Well, you can use moving averages, you can use an RSI. I tend to use stochastic momentum. So if this is showing upside and this is pivoted towards the upside and we're accelerating towards the upside, then which way are we going? You know what I mean? So that's how it kind of goes, right? So I think, guys, if you are able to determine just based on some indicators that we can move up, well, this could be a pretty good way to see. And now how many time frames do we have that are similar to this? Well, your 8-hour time frame appears it's starting to accelerate here, right? And we're also moving towards the upside. So as we move forward, you're going to notice here, acceleration, 12 hours and upside. Now, what about your daily? Oh my goodness, we're accelerating and your daily has upside. So now what would you do to determine where you may stop? Well, when you become an Arca Bulls member of the trading team, you can get my data cells V2 for free, right? And this is something that I use to determine moves. This is live data. It's giving it to you, right? So daily ATR on this, just to give you a quick example. Oh, Ninja, buddy, what? I love you, buddy. Thank you, man. Your daily average true range is 14 cents. That means that any day that your candle opens on just one day, you can move up or down 14 cents. So this means, sure, if we open here tomorrow at 169, then it looks like we could actually make it to the target of about 184. Okay, so or 183, whatever it is. So if it is around that target, I'm pretty sure we were observing the inverse head and shoulders targets just about there. And then also, what is, guys, please tell me what, I don't know if it was the inverse head and shoulders. Actually, it's not. What is it? Here's a test. And I'm gonna let this one person, in fact, if two people answer it at the same time, I'm gonna give you guys a month free into the Arca Bulls trading team. I'm giving it out right now. So let me know, what is $1.84 as the target that literally your daily ATR is showing that we're going to through this algorithm? What is it, guys? Let me know in the chat. Go ahead and say it. Let me know what it is. What is 184? Because we identified it before this and we called it what? What was it? And now we have statistics giving you that target. Throw it in there. I'm going to throw some music on. I'm not judging you, right? Here you go. Let me know and you will get a month free into the Arca Bulls trading team. Let's go, guys. Raiden, you're really close. Raiden, you're really close. Keep them coming, keep them coming. Think hard, guys, come on. You got it. All right, man. Hold on. My little boy's here. He's giving me just a little bit of a hard time right now. Hold on. I'm gonna keep the music on, you guys. Okay? I'm gonna keep it on. Do me a favor. Hit those A's in the chat one more time. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel immediately, guys. I'm gonna keep the tunes on. Hold on just a moment while I serve my little guy. Just a sec, guys. Just a sec. Oh man, oh man, oh man, guys. Yeah, man, that exactly, guys, the 184 target. Come on, yes, that is exactly it, guys. It is the 50% retrace, right? It's the from the equal reaction, right? Newton's law. So we measured this just like this, and we measured it to the bottom side. And we identified an area that could be about 180, right? But we noticed this here, this resistance, 184. Bam! And that is the target that you're actually getting should we open the market tomorrow at $1.69. So not bad at all, man. Not bad whatsoever. I like this, guys. I like this so much. Right? Slow dancer. What is CoinFox saying? Yeah, man, anything. What, guys? No. Guys, if you are having trouble with anything at all, I mean anything, and you want to be a part of, like a member, guys, all you do is make sure to just talk to me. What is going on? No, yeah. Make sure to reach out to me, buddy. Okay, the arcabulls@gmail.com. X. No. Yeah, just make sure that. How can I do this? I will never reach out to you first, okay? And I will never ask you to transfer over your crypto to me. I will never friend request you first. I will literally never message you or inquire about anything first, okay? So, with that said, oh, and here's another detail. My grammar is absolutely stunning. Yeah. So the way that I speak, right? The way that I speak to you is, I mean, spelling and the layout, punctuation, grammar, all of it. It's in, right? So make sure, right? Make sure that that's me. And also know that I will talk to you just the way that I'm talking to you right now. Right? So I just get nervous with these kinds of things, guys. Make sure to hit me up, arcabulls@gmail.com. Okay? There, Gar. Oh my goodness. Immaculate. Okay. Man, very well, guys. Okay, so yeah, team, I'm expecting here a potential bounce all the way up to that area of 184, potentially tomorrow, right? I should be able to determine your lower probability target to, oh, there's 3. Yeah, I see him. Here it goes, guys. This is the resistance that I'm kind of waiting for based on tomorrow's price. Take a look at this gap here. You see that gap? The gap between this candle and this candle, also this wick and this wick. So that gives you a top side, right? You can observe this one right here, but that's too close for me. Just pure discretion, right? This one here is very confluent to this bottom side here, so that looks okay too. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and favor this one, and I'll show you how. Because of the range, because this thing only runs around 14 cents per day. So in light of this zone, I'm going to say that it could be that we face this kind of resistance into tomorrow. And if I do that, it magically shows you and displays the 50% between this area and this area. You see that blue dot right here showing up? You see it? What's the target? 184. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, so yeah. Now, you guys, remember, mark off your zones, right? Mark off your zones. Always do that. So here we're gonna go ahead and put the receipts, right? This is your 180 here. This is your 184, and this is your potential 188 based on the wicks right here, right? For that gap. Gaps are very important to notice, guys. Okay. Okay. So price action heading up to these areas, guys. But do we have a pullback? Of course, we always have a pullback. We never guess otherwise, right? So if we have a pullback, how do we determine that? Well, believe it or not, whenever you close a candle like a daily, there is a 60 to 70% chance that you'll get a 30 to 50% prior bar pullback. Let me say that again. Whenever you close a bar, right? You can close any bar, but they become lesser and lesser probabilities. They become lesser and lesser probabilities when you go into the tiny time frames, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you know? There's a lot more grain there. So there's more there's more variance. So if this is a good way to observe, then we can determine. Let me just measure it for you. Here, let's just figure it out real fast. 60 to 70% probabilities tell you that you would be reaching this target. But remember, it's not about the 50%. It's never about the 50%. What we're focusing on is what's near the 50%. So if your 50% just so happens to look pretty good, for example, here there's a gap there, so we can naturally expect a potential drop into that area. So let's just do that. There's also the gap top at this zone too, which also seems to be a bunch of other candles too. This is the bottom of this gap, right? There's the bottom of that wick right there. There's this gap over here. There's a whole bunch of things there. So that's what I mean. What I mean here is that this could be the zone for a pullback. There's another type of gap though. Hold on. There's one more thing that you should know. When you have a bar like this, hold on. Let's focus here. Take a look at this bar, right? This is not the most valid one, but I will give you this as like a tip. You see the bar and it has this wick next to it and this wick next to it. This is not the most valid fair value gap that you can find because of this gap. So should it have been that this body went all the way up into this bar here, then that would be a different story. Like this one. See this wick here and this wick here with the bar in between? You don't have a gap like this one to identify this wick and this wick. I know it's going to take a little bit of effort to identify these, but those areas right in here, those are called fair value gaps. Now, if there is enough belief that there could be a support base within these 165 or maybe the 163, well, we just honestly have to be aware of it. That's all we have to do. We have to be aware of it. So all we do is just mark them off. You can do something, you're going to end up with a million lines everywhere, but the thing is that you're going to study and study and study until you can't tell anymore. Right? Until you don't have to draw this. You can put one right there and you can put one right here as soft supports. Right? And then you see that, oh man, okay, well, that could be a zone, sure. That could be a zone, sure. Or it could just tell you that this would pull back, validate resistance at this gap, continue to the downside, validate resistance at this fair value, continue to the liquidity, which also shows the 50% retrace of the prior bars, 60 to 70% chances of. right? But now you know that you closed the daily, right? You closed it. But did you close a buy daily too? No, not yet. Did we close a 3-day? No, not yet. A 4-day hasn't been closed. And a 5-day hasn't either. We're close to closing a weekly. We're close to closing a bi-weekly. What if we go further? We're close to closing a 3-week. Let's see. What about a 4-week? Wow. Not yet. So let's go towards maybe a 5-week. And you see, you still have a bunch of. Let's just take you over to the time, guys. Here you go. Your 7-week time frame looks like it's closing too. So we don't have anything that closed alongside the daily, is what I'm saying. So that's also good, unless we try like a 7-day or something like that, which we naturally did. Fine. We close a 7-day. Okay. So this is that bar, right? This is that crazy looking bar. The 7-day candle here. Jen, I love you. Have a good night, okay? So if it is that we have this 7-day candle closed, check this out. How do we retrace? Well, we say 50% prior bar, right? The 50% of this bar, as soon as we open it tomorrow, would be around your 158. But of course, remember, it's not about the 50%. It's 30 to 50%, but it also is what's tangible. These two 7-day bars are displaying something nice, right? So that's what target is that. So oh my goodness. Oh, wait. Whoa, we have that huge bottom side there. And who knows what else over there. But this is pretty significant enough for me. Why would that be significant? Well, that bottom side there, this huge bottom here, was responsible for a 163 to around a $3.18. I'm definitely respecting that. Okay, cool. That means that we have this target here that's confluent to this closing, to this opening on the red, right? And also to this one right here, which is also roughly 35% or 30% of this bar. Great. So if we're saying that 163 would be the potential quote unquote 50% retrace, well, let's show our drawings again and find out where we're actually supporting, where we said discretionarily through the daily time frame. Okay. 163. Fair value gap that we have to be aware of, remember? Right here. That's also confluent to this gap. That's also confluent to this gap here. Remember all that? So we have to be aware of it. Guys, I want to just display to you as much as I can, you know? This resistance zone, this support zone just highlights to you that we could be finding entry within this, as in this area's 50%, right in here, which is also confluent to your daily 50%, which is confluent to your 7-day 30%, 35%, which also shows confluence to a bunch of fair value gaps and other gaps. Do you hear the statistics? Do you hear the gap confluence being the psychological formation? Psychology tells you that we're going to fill the gap. We're going to fill it. That's the gap. We want the gap. We want the gap. Psychology. Probabilities based on candle closures. Technicals based on the space between the candle closures. That's what I want to display to you guys. And I want you to become, guys, there's a reason why I put it for $100. Is because I'm trying to find a talent. I'm trying to find just star traders. And we build them in-house, guys. We build each other in-house. So consider hitting the links in the description below, guys. This has been an absolute thrill being with you tonight. Thank you guys so much for the donos. I can't even tell you. And if there's any questions, if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know, guys. But now you know what your probabilities are here for your entries and for your exits in one day, right? That's all it really took. We just explained it all the way through, and then we came up with our targets, and that was it, right? So I am more than thrilled, guys, to do this for you all the time. I am. I just have to find the time here, right? My little guy back there, he's been chilling, and he's been so quiet and good about it too. You hear him? Little guy, come here. Say hi, team. Over here. Say it.
Hi, team.
Yeah. That's my little guy right there, guys. He's just hanging out. But if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, man. Tin, thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. The East Coast thanks you. Thank you so much, Abe. I love you, brother. So, guys, it's been real. It's been super, super fun. And I'm going to go with your blessing here, guys. I'm going to chill with my little guy and figure out our next move. All right, team? Everybody be safe. Thank you so much for everything you do. And I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side, all right? Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever, 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 ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool, cool, team. But with that said, I wish you well, a very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team! Oh yeah! Later, team.